You're receiving the Namaste Award this year from Yoga Gives Back for your work as the co-founder of the Animal People Alliance, also
Right.
known as the APA, and they help stray animals in India and Thailand. How did you get involved with co-founding this organization? Because this is a very powerful organization that solves a big problem with love and tenderness and
Right.
healthcare.
Right. Well, back in 2014, I've spent a lot of time in India over the years. I have a lot of friends that work in the trafficking sector for a lot of NGOs in Calcutta. So I was living in Bangkok, and a bunch of friends came over from Calcutta. They're all Westerners. And one of them said, an American guy named Paul Suit said, I want to like create some sort of animal services. And I said, I'm there. So it kind of evolved. I mean, APA is like a twofold mission where we treat street animals, street dogs. We do a lot of house calls now, mostly on-site treatment, although we do have an ambulance and a operating theater now. But
Mhm.
besides treating the animals, and then in Thailand, it's more about adoption, spaying and neutering. And we work with vulnerable people in India who are lower caste. The caste system is alive and well there,
Yes.
that can't get employment, or that have handicaps, or women that have been trafficked. And we train them for employment. So that's our team. In Thailand, we work a lot with hill tribes and stateless people who have no identification, and they're able to have work and to feed their families. So it's been really successful. It sort of found its way. We didn't know what it was going to be in the beginning. And, like anybody who's been to India knows that day to day, you just have to go with it because you never know
Yeah.
where the day is going to take you. So that was kind of our attitude with APA. We were voted the top animal NGO for the past 3 years in the state of Bengal. Thailand is it's a whole different thing, but it's very well respected, and everybody knows about us. And they have these rabies drives that where everybody brings their animals, and the spaying and neuter. We work with the World Veterinary Service, and it's been very impactful.
I think the work that you do is fantastic. It's phenomenal, and it's truly needed. And
Right.
I'm very excited that you're getting this award because you're one of those celebrities that puts your money where your mouth is, if I could say it that way.
Yeah.
You do get involved, and I would have to say you're still punk rock with this work. Yeah.
Definitely. I'll never not be punk rock. That's for sure. I
I
may
love
look a
it.
certain way. Yeah. Yeah, it's much needed. People ask, they ask, well, why don't you do that in America? Well, America has a lot of sources, and animal services, and really India, it's needed. And so it's in Thailand. So Calcutta is a whole other thing where there's like one or two animal organizations. And I've gone there and visited them, and I think that I have to say, I think APA is just at the top.
Can you give us one really great experience that stood out for you with your work with the APA? It can be a sad thing. It can be something that was incredible, but it made you go, "Whoa, we really are helping."
Well, I mean, I'm not going to name the place, but I visited a animal hospital, or I don't know what we would call it, but or animal center where they supposedly treat. And I walked out. It was hot and humid, and I
Yeah.
walked out, and there were like workers, the employees, like sitting on the fence smoking cigarettes while a dog was dying, in the hot sun. And I was, and I mean, you have to go with the culture there. You have to like respect the culture where
Yeah.
they don't do euthanasia and stuff. But it just made me like there's like a lack of compassion. It was just a job. And I thought, if we do this, I want to find people who absolutely love animals. And that dog should not be dying in the hot sun. At
Yeah.
least put it in the shade. If you can't euthanize it, at least put it in the shade, and keep it cool and comfort it. And so I think that the team, you know, and the other thing is that, when you spent a lot of time in India, and people, you don't even have to spend a lot of time to know that a lot of people live from day to day. And
Yeah.
so, there were a few team members that couldn't eat. They weren't coming. They were coming to work and not being able to perform, and they were weak. And we've found out that they couldn't afford to eat. So now before every day, we have a big group breakfast where, they could at least get one full nutritious meal.
Yeah.
So I mean, I love India because it's like life. It's like right in your face. It's just every day is it's real life.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm just really proud of it. And the other thing is that I'm not being the white savior. They're doing it themselves.
Yeah.
They're running it themselves. I just do the fundraising. I provide the support, but they do all the work themselves.
I love that. Yeah, because that can be a problem, being the white savior. I'm going to show up. I'm going to help you people. And it's
I'm
like,
going to
no,
tell you
no,
to do
no,
it
no.
my way. You have to do it
Yeah.
my way.
Uh,
Yeah.
in Star Trek, they talk about the prime directive. Don't interfere. Let them do their thing. And I believe in
Yes,
that.
exactly.
You're still touring? Am I correct?
Oh yeah, I mean, I have a tour in a couple of weeks in Australia.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
sort of slowed down a little bit
Yeah.
because I've been working really hard since I was 17 doing this. So, and I just turned 66. So, I'm working in a different way, but I work all the time. I'm doing some go-go shows next year.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm lucky. I have an amazing body of work. I can work as little or as much. So it's all about fun for me at this point.
I would agree on that one. We reach a point where that's it.
That's
Uh,
it.
a couple of my fans of the show reached out to me and they had some questions for you. This is going out to Susie Stahl. I went to high school with her, Susie Snyder. She wanted to know, she watched your documentary, read your book and everything. Um, you opened up quite a bit about your addiction in your memoir, Lips Unsealed.
Right.
If you could go back and talk to your teenage self, what would you tell yourself?
Well, besides don't do drugs, I would say, I, I would say you're perfect as you are. You're perfect.
Um,
And I always felt less than. I think that was probably the root of everything, and the way I grew up. So yeah, I would say you're perfect the way you are.
wow. And you are. I mean, we're outsiders, so we don't know
Everybody
what's
is.
going on
No, but
inside.
everybody is. I mean, wherever
It's
they're
true.
at, that's where they should be.
I
So
agree. That's what Namaste means. I
yeah,
acknowledge the God in you, the divine in you, and you recognize it in me. So
exactly.
you hit it.
Exactly.
Thank you. My last question, as we come up on the 20 minutes, is I ask this of every one of my guests, and that is out of everything you've done, everything you are doing, and maybe even future things, what are you the most proud of, or what is your favorite memory from the things you're most proud of?
Um, gosh. Besides being a wife and my family, I would say probably when I became sober. I from age 17 to 47, I was really struggling, even though I was putting on this I had a perfect facade. I cleaned up well. But I think that is probably that I'm really, really proud of that. And I know it's by the grace of God um
Yeah.
that I found it, because a lot of people
Yeah.
don't never find it, or they can't stay. It's a tough thing. So
Yeah.
that's probably it for me.
God bless you on that one because those of you who are listening right now, I want you to understand Belinda went through a lot and back. Watch some documentaries about her, read her books. I want you to know she went into a hotel for 3 days on a cocaine bender. And correct me if I'm
Mm.
wrong on this, this is what I
Yeah.
got from it. But you had a vision of yourself dead in the bed, and that
Yeah.
turned you around.
Yeah. I
Can
know
you?
I had a auditory hallucination, and it said, it was a voice, and I know it was real. I mean, and it said, "You're going to die if you continue." And I said, "Okay, I'll stop, but please let me finish what I have.
Yeah.
That's what I just finished what I had. Please God, just let me finish finish what I have. I bought, so I finished it. And then that was like, I quit. I just like, I had to surrender that I was really like powerless. And I was living in France at the time. I found an amazing sponsor who walked me through everything. And that was the first time I actually listened to somebody else and, didn't think that I knew better than everybody else. And I knew it all. And that was like the beginning of the most interesting part of my life.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Belinda Carlisle, thank you for being on
Oh,
Awakened
thank
Nation
you.
today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
It's
You're
great,
welcome.
great questions. Really good
Oh,
questions.
thank you. I
So,
appreciate it. I'll
all
let you go.
righty.
Have a good one now.
Okay. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You
Bye.
bet. Bye.